Welcome to Myth or Reality Stories. Is this story a myth and untrue, or a reality and totally true? You decide.
I should have known better than to delve back into old school RuneScape. It had been years since I trapped myself in those pixelated worlds, yet one night, restless and yearning for nostalgia, I logged in. My avatar flickered to life, a level 30 woodcutter with a rusty hatchet. I was met with vivid memories, the sound of the bustling Lumbridge, the sprawl of Varrock, and all those nights wasted in Lumbridge Swamp, training like it was a second job. As I explored the familiar landscapes, I stumbled upon a strange figure standing ominously under a gnarled tree near the edge of the swamp. His name glowed in a sickly green, Korrig the Cursed. Unlike any NPC I'd encountered before, he seemed alive, his worn robes flowing as if in a breeze that shouldn't exist. Against my better judgment, curiosity won out. "Have you come to seek power?" he hissed, his voice slithering through the air. There was something wrong about him. The usual scripted responses were laced with an unsettling edge. For reasons I still struggle to comprehend, I clicked yes. Korrig began recounting tales of a long-forgotten quest, buried deep within the code of RuneScape. He claimed that players who ventured forth into the swamp could find treasures beyond imagination, but they would pay the steep price of their sanity. Dismissive of the warning, I set out, emboldened by the thrill of potential riches. My friend Liam, who had warned me to stay away from the game's darker corners, saw me logging in and decided to join. But as we delved deeper, I couldn't shake the feeling we were being watched. With each step into the swamp, the landscape grew darker, colors morphing into shades of foreboding gray. The cheerful soundscape of RuneScape twisted into unnerving whispers and echoes, shadows flitted about just beyond my line of sight. I shrugged it off as my imagination running wild until I noticed that Liam had gone silent. A chill ran down my spine as I turned to check on him. He was standing still, staring at the ground. I called out to him, but my voice seemed to dissolve into the mist. Panic bubbled in my throat as I stepped closer to him, only to find he was unresponsive, ensnared by some dark force that had swallowed his spirit. Frantic, I turned to run back to the safety of Lumbridge, but the swamp had changed. Paths that once guided me were swallowed by the darkness. Trees loomed over me like skeletal fingers aching to snare my very soul. I heard Korrig's laughter in the distance, a twisted melody mocking my terror. The realization hit me hard. I had become part of Korrig's curse, lured and trapped by the promise of false power. Desperate, I recalled the beginnings of my humble in-game journey. I retraced familiar decisions, cutting wood, gathering sticks, crafting a basic shield. While the mechanics felt stilted compared to contemporary games, I clung to the simplicity with hope. It was then that a plan whispered in my ear. I needed to open the forgotten quest via a rare item hidden deep in the swamp, a totem said to release those claimed by Korrig. By crafting shields and warding off shadows, I stumbled upon a vivid, shimmering artifact nestled in an ancient pile of bones. With a quick invocation, I chanted the old rune spells. Korrig appeared, more monstrous than ever, a wraith of desperation and rage. "You cannot escape my grasp." His virtual form loomed menacingly. I braced myself, invoked the protective spell, and waved the totem. A brilliant flash erupted, blinding and fierce. I felt the ground tremble beneath me as the shadows ripped apart, releasing Liam's figure from their grasp just long enough for us to escape. As dawn broke in the real world, I logged off, gasping for air, the veil between the game and reality hanging precariously. It wasn't just a game anymore, it was a dark abyss that demanded our attention and our souls. Liam and I promised to never return, but even as I sit here, echoes of the swamp whisper through my mind, taunting me with the lure of an ordinary click, a small promise of power, and beneath it, the lurking fear of the curse that binds.
This story is a myth and totally made up by us. Please subscribe, or else.